Much better. Welcome back to the channel, folks, and today we are going to take a look at the Tokyo Marui SOCOM MK23 or Mark 23, and this is the very famous pistol that is used by a lot of airsoft YouTubers who are snipers because it actually has a suppressor with it that hushes the gun up, so it makes for an excellent sidearm. However, I want to answer the question as to whether or not it may be worth it compared to something like the Novrich SSX-23, the pre-upgraded one, and even the new Matrix one that came out that is kind of a copy of this, and as to whether or not this gun is really good in its stock form or maybe just mediocre. I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's kind of mediocre, but we'll showcase that once we get to the performance aspect of this video. But for now, I thought I'd talk about how it arrives to you in the box, or in this case, the case, and what it's like, and to go over the features and stuff like that. So, with that said, I got this from redwolfairsoft.com, and this is how it arrived. I live in the United States, and Red Wolf has to be very careful about making sure this can get through customs so there's no fiasco. So as you can even see, right on the box here, where there would normally be the H&K trade in the picture, they scribbled it out with a Sharpie there, and there on the pistol grip. I honestly thought that was freaking hilarious. So yeah, this is gonna look kind of goofy compared to like how it would if you were to get it in another country where you didn't have stupid laws, because as you can see, even there they scribbled it out too, like, which I think is hilarious. And here too, there's some, you can see the Sharpie there, so funny. And, oh yeah, they even did it in this. Wow, that's silly. And here, wow, that's really funny. I didn't even see that before. But yeah, so this is actually how it arrives, believe it or not. This is not like some special edition, and the gun only retails on Red Wolf for $125 right now, US dollars, that is. So yeah, it comes in this nice little hard case. Even says SOCOM Mark 23 Tokyo Marui Co. Ltd. But yeah, so turn it around, flip it open, and ta-da! So yeah, this is how it has to look if you're buying it from the US. So this is unfortunately painted right here, but I'm probably just gonna totally not paint over it. However, so this is the suppressor. Check it out. Hell yeah. So this will not work on a real firearm at all, of course, because this is just a hollowed out aluminum can, as you can see. But yeah, it makes the airsoft version much quieter, but this wouldn't do anything for a real firearm. And on top of that, it would probably just explode. So there's that. So you get the suppressor, you get the gun with the LAM unit, and you get a magazine, and then down in the corner here you'll have some BBs. Let me see, is there anything else that comes in here? This like barrel plug thing, then yeah, just the BBs, that's it. So yeah, we'll just kind of put that there. I always kind of think it's cool to keep that, just because it's like, I bet they're decent BBs, but they're probably just .20s from Tokyo Marui. But I always think that's kind of just like a cute little touch to just kind of keep there, and that's it. So yeah, this is styrofoam, and then up here, this is like that, I don't know what kind of foam, but it's not like standard styrofoam. Then you have the manual, in which again they scribbled out the HK trades. But yeah, the manual is all in Japanese, just as a heads up, as you can see, so you're not really going to be able to understand it unless you are a Japanese citizen or you happen to speak Japanese. So yeah, but they do have good illustrations that shows you how to use the gun if you are in need of some help. So there's that, and then we take the gun out. There's also an unjamming rod / cleaning rod right there, and then whatever the heck this means in Japanese. We'll take that out, we'll take this out. The magazine's got some nice heft to it. And then, I'm not sure what this is some kind of warning. Yeah, some kind of warning. I think it's telling you that it's a magazine. I'm not really sure what it's for. But yeah, we'll take this out, and then we'll just kind of scoot that up and off to the side. So then here's the gun. So right away when you pick it up, you're gonna notice it's really lightweight, and it's very plasticky, like very plasticky. Although it doesn't feel the worst, it's very solid. Other than the little tag there, you don't hear anything rattling. It's smooth, and you have the double action trigger. So this is a non-blowback. Even though the slide moves, it doesn't move when you shoot. It only moves as kind of like a detailed thing, and it's also used for disassembly. But yes, this is a double action trigger. However, you can cock it before you fire. So then that way it makes for an easier, lighter trigger pull and for a more precise shot. So some features on this thing, the LAM unit does indeed work. So there's the light, and then there's even like a IR laser that supposedly works with night vision pretty well, and you can just flip it on like that. It's not like super bright, but it's bright enough that like it could like illuminate, you know, like a darker room here. I'll shut the light off, so it's a little darker now. So yeah, it's got some brightness to it, but it's a very wide beam pattern, so yeah, it doesn't it's not very focused. But if you were shooting this in like pitch black darkness, it actually helped quite a bit. So yeah, there's that. The LAM unit just screws on here, actually, sorry. Actually, no, it's not there. It's right here. It's this one. This is what screws it in. So if you unscrew this, it'll slide off. So yeah, it does lock into like the bottom frame here. But yeah, then you just unscrew this wheel right there and then it'll come off. I'm not sure what this is for. This might, oh wait, no, this is an actual on-off switch. So now it's, oh wait, no, it's on. Hold on. Which way is off? There we go. Now it'll be off. So I'll probably just leave it off for now. But yeah, just turn it to the left and then it'll be back on. So kind of neat, right? Takes three double or AAA batteries. I guess we'll find out. What are those? 3 AAAs. Okay, so 3 AAA batteries. So just as a heads up. And then that little cord right there is used for like pulling the batteries out. So you just kind of got to watch out. It'll get kind of like pinched in there. It's kind of dumb, but it's necessary. So yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Good enough. All right, so you'll get the Made in Japan sticker, and then these are 16mm positive threads for the suppressor. Just screws on righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, although it's not going on very nicely right now. There it goes. It doesn't like seem like it'll be that solid, and then once it starts to kick in and get threaded in, then it's very solid and it looks really good. So it holds in straight, so you don't get any cross strikes or anything like that. But yeah. The inner barrel obviously does not extend into it, and there's no inner barrel inside of this, so it does not extend that. Now, in order to adjust the hop-up on this gun, so you see how this lines up with that slot right there, like that. So once that's lined up, we will take this out. It can be a bit tricky, especially if you haven't done it much yet, which I haven't. And then that's out. Now what you will do is you'll rock it and then push forward like that, and then you'll pivot it up and kind of watch the rear end there. And then this is your hop-up wheel right here. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. So you see the arrow. So hop up, turn it this way for more, that way for less. I think I have mine like maxed out. So yeah, it kind of needs to be a little mock recoil spring there. But yeah, if you wanted to like do a little work to this, you just have to kind of pull forward on this, and then you can take it out like that. And then you have the ability to, you know, take this screw off to get the barrel assembly out, or the outer barrel assembly, which it is made out of metal. I don't think it's steel though, but it is a hefty metal. And then yeah, you will also have to take out these screws right here to take apart the hop-up unit and take off the little mock ejection port cover, which does have the scraped out HK trade, unfortunately, in order to start doing some real work to the hop-up unit. But it is a plastic hop-up unit, unfortunately, so you will have to kind of deal with that. But I don't have anything to put in there just yet. I do have some parts on the way for this gun to make it way better, to make it so that way it can get the epic range and accuracy that everybody wants out of these. And then yeah, here's the weird nozzle assembly. So it's like, it's got a spring that pulls it back. So when you pull the trigger, it like pushes the nozzle forward, and then it goes like bloop, and then it'll let go of it. So that way it just doesn't hold it forward. It's a really strange but very simple gun. So that makes it work, and that's how it ticks. So yeah, here's the trigger. So as you can see, there's like the little rocker arms that would grab onto the nozzle to pull it forward. So that's how that works. So then to get it back together, you just kind of rock the back end onto the slide like that. Just make sure it lines up with those tabs that were on the slide. Kind of push it down, push it back. You'll kind of feel it, and then yeah, it looks like it's in good. And then take the little mock slide catch, which does not function as a slide catch, slot it in. Now it's good to go. Other features of this gun, it does have an ambidextrous safety. So this will not engage if the hammer is up, but this will. This is like a secret safety switch, so there's that. And then if you cock the hammer, now you can put that on safe, and again, it's ambidextrous. So there's that. This, I think, is supposed to be like a decocker if it was a real one, but it doesn't work on this one, of course. And then you have an ambidextrous magazine release. Nothing too crazy there. And then we have the mag. And that's how it looks with the mag in. It's a very sensitive mag release. Like you like basically breathe on it and it falls out. It's extremely sensitive. So yeah, as you can see here, the HK trade got etched out. Then it did down there. And then, yeah, there's that, like I already showed you that one there. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any other ones. There's also, I think there was an HK trade on the bottom there, and it's just like covered up or actually destroyed. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, there's the Tokyo Marui trade. That's how you know it's a Tokyo Marui, is when it has that, plus that ASGK. That's the giveaway for that. So overall, the gun's pretty user-friendly. It's pretty easy to use. Externally, it's definitely unrealistic and plasticky. The sights are boring. Oh, I forgot. I guess there's some gas in here. Holy cow. I thought that was just going to dry fire. Whoops. I mean, I knew it was unloaded, but I just didn't realize it still had gas. So we'll have to gas that up some more. It holds gas well, folks, because I haven't discharged that in a long while. Yeah, so it feels nice, but at the same time, it's like it's got a plasticky exterior. And it's definitely more of like a gameplay pistol, as it does not have blowback. And on top of that, it's just very, I don't know, like lackluster in a lot of ways, but it works. That's the most important thing. So now, let's get to some performance aspects of this gun. So again, externally, not too bad, but nothing to really get crazy excited over, okay? So, I figured we'll gas it up, and we'll start firing some BBs through it, and then on top of that, we will also test it with the Chrono versus with the suppressor, excuse me, versus without the suppressor, and we'll see how loud it gets. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell over the camera, but just notice like the change in like how like the pitch of the shot. You know what I mean? It'll sound really loud, like and snappy almost, and then versus kind of soft and like thuddy when we put the suppressor on. So yeah, all right, let's go get the chronoing done. Alright, so we are at the Chrono. The mag is fully gassed now, and I also have it loaded with 25.20 gram BBs. I figured we could just kind of run through them real quick. They're G&G 2.0s if that matters to anybody. We got the Chrono set to go. Let me just make sure everything's lined up properly so I don't hit anything in the background that I'm not supposed to. And we'll see how this does. As you can hear, it's pretty loud. So first shot, 301, not bad. After 10 shots, we went from 301 down to 292, so we seem to be in the 290s. Not a very hard-hitting gun. One thing I want to try out is I'm going to take the barrel assembly off, and we're going to see if turning the hop-up down increases the velocity at all. It's very possible it could, so let me give you a second here. Okay, so I got the hop-up turned off. Let's see if that increases the FPS at all. Not by much. Be almost the same. It seems to be like 290 is the magic number for this gun. We're almost out of BBs. What do we got? We got one more shot. I thought I had 25 in here. Maybe it was only 24. Alright, that's the last one. So it got through all of them, and it still maintained a pretty consistent velocity, so that's nice. Not too shabby, but 290 definitely a little on the weak side of things. Only a roughly 0.78 to 0.8 joules. So yeah, definitely not a very like strong gun. It's definitely for like using as like a sidearm only in its current state, at least in terms of the velocity. However, if you live in a nation like Japan itself, where having lower velocity is a good thing because they can only go up to 0.98 joules, which is roughly like 320 to 325 with a 2.0. This is probably a pretty good thing. As you heard, it was very loud. Like, it's not as bad now that there's not BBs in it, but I figured what I could do is we'll put the suppressor on, and then you'll hear how much quieter it is, especially because when I chrono, the chrono acts as like an amplifier, so it's like really bad. Like, yeah, it doesn't do it justice when the BB isn't in, but we'll do that in a sec here. Alright, so now we got the suppressor on, so you heard how loud it was before. Now check this out. Much softer sounding, right? Let's focus. It's like, what do I focus on? There we go. So yeah, much quieter, and this is again after 30 BBs have gone through it, and also after I dry fired it a bunch of times. So yeah, much quieter now with the suppressor on. I'll just take it off real quick. But I figured I'll re-gas it for you guys, and then we'll go and we'll chrono it with some 0.28s to see if it joule creeps at all. But yeah, remember the number 0.78 joules. In this case, the last shot was 0.76. It's not too bad, but 0.78 joules. So yeah, much snappier and louder, huh? Completely different with that suppressor off. So now let's go ahead and get some 0.28s in this. Alright, so we got the chrono set for 0.28s. I got about 11 0.28s in here, and I also just gave the magazine some extra gas. We'll see how it does with the 2.8s now. 0.8. It's actually seeing less joules. So yeah, it's not doing so hot with these. It's weaker than before. Alright, well that's kind of strange. I'd actually had one of these in the past, and when I got it a couple years ago, it was shooting I think like 1.2 joules with 0.28s. So it's shooting way less with the 0.28s. That first shot was a little spicy at 0.8, not even spicy, but just a little bit harder at 0.8 joules, and then the rest of them were only around like the 0.73 or to 0.75 joules, so definitely not a hard-hitting gun, but it works. We can't really measure rate of fire with this thing, but I figured what we'll do is we'll go outside. I'll just throw the suppressor on it when I'm shooting it, just to make it a little bit more pleasant sounding to shoot. We can do some shots with some 0.20s just to showcase what it's like, but I'm going to tell you right now it's probably going to be kind of disappointing. But I figured the best way to measure this thing's potential range and accuracy is with some 0.28s. It can hop them, but it struggles a little bit. So I figured we'll show that and how the gun does when it's bone stock versus later on when I get my upgrades and how it does after that. Hopefully the upgrades will not only jump up the joules of this thing, but it also will jump up the accuracy and range as well. So we'll go and take this outside, and again we'll do some 2.0s. I'll make sure it's fully gassed, and then we'll do some and the hops adjusted too, and then we'll do some 2.8s. Alright, so you guys are zoomed in at the 70-foot target that's 9 inches in diameter there. We're going to do some 0.20s first, and then we're going to go to the long-range target, do 0.20s, and then we'll do 2.5s, and then we'll do 2.8s. I want to just do it like that because readjusting the hop-up is kind of a pain in the ass in this gun. It's actually kind of bullshit. Not gonna lie, it's very inconvenient to do, so make sure you fine-tune the hop-up unit before you go and play, not while you're trying to play, because you'll have a miserable time doing it. But anyways, let's get started. As you can see, it's already kind of a struggle with 2.0s. It just barely misses. Like there. Alright, so 2.0s were kind of disappointing. I'm not going to lie, that kind of sucked. So let's go out to the longer range target, and I guarantee you we're not going to do any better. Alright, so there is the 125-foot target, not the squirrel, the circular plate. It's out. It's a 9-inch diameter target still, but yes, it's about 38 meters away. I'm not gonna hit it very many times with these 2.0s, but we'll give it our best shot. First fucking shot finally. Oh, we nicked it. Well, we hit the stick it's on. Oh, that's it. Oh, wow. I had that thing almost fully loaded. We hit it like... We hit the stick it's mounted onto twice, and then we nicked the target twice. Pretty bad. But to be fair, it is a headshot-sized target. If we placed like a man-sized target out there, we definitely would have hit the man-sized target a bunch of times. So now let's switch over to 0.25s. Alright, so we zoomed back in at the 70-foot target, where we got G&G 0.25s in here, and I also have been topping off the gas in between shots as well to make it so that way, you know, we can have a little bit more of a better chance at consistency and whatnot. So let's see how this does. Hopefully this is actually going to be accurate. Well, that's a good sign. Oh, I'm out. Well, I didn't miss a single shot that time, so that was a lot more promising instead of hitting, what, like, you know, maybe 8 out of, like, the 25 shots before with the 2.0s. So let me reload it and re-gas it to, again, keep things nice and fair in between takes here, and we'll go to that 125-foot target. All right, we're back out at that 125-foot / 38-meter target with the 2.5s again. I got the mag loaded with about 20 to 22 BBs, not fully loaded, but good enough. Topped it off with gas. Let's see what it does. Hopefully, it might take me a couple of shots to figure out where to properly aim, but hopefully I can get it down this time, so it's not, you know, 2 out of 20 shots that I hit. There we go. Ooh, that one went way off. Jesus. Okay, we have 4 there. It's twice as much as last time. Ooh, now we're up to 6. Oh, okay, so 6 out of like 22 times. That's better than 2 out of like 24 times. So definitely still not the most accurate, but man, it was close. But again, you got to remember, that's a small target at that range. But definitely, I think .25s are probably the best weight for this gun. As you saw, it was flinging them out there pretty good. I would say with .25s, you could probably stretch the max range for a man-sized target up to maybe like 130, 140 feet. So yeah, maybe roughly like I would say 40-ish meters is probably about where you want to like limit this gun. But yeah, .25s is way better. Let's see what it does with .28s now. Alright, so you're back at the 70-foot target with some .28s. Sorry, my furnace is on, so it's a little loud right now. Let me adjust the camera a tiny bit. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's see what .28s do. I might miss first 1 or 2 shots once I get my aim acquired, then we'll probably smoke it every time like we did with the 2.5s, hopefully. So we did miss a couple times, but the hop is a little strong. And the other issue with this gun too is the trigger. I was trying to kind of just like rapid fire through, but as you saw, you'll have no problem hitting your target. The .25s, I was a little bit more careful with my aim because I wanted to see like if it could hit it a little bit better. But obviously we showed that it did. I have the hop a little too high on the 2.8s right now, so that was also throwing me off. But again, like when you're trying to rapid fire the gun, and that wasn't even really like rapid, but just squeeze it off at a little bit more of a rapid pace, it gets difficult because that trigger pull is not only like a mile long, but it's kind of heavy, so it can cause for you to jerk the gun and result in some inaccuracies. So yeah, but I would say that it's just fine with .28s. But yeah, 2.5s or 2.8s, and it looks like it's good. But now let's go out to that 125-foot target and see if we can do better, because our best is 6 after firing nearly a full mag at it with the 2.5s. So we'll see what the 2.8s can do. Alright, you know the drill. 125-foot target, 2.8s. Let's see what it does. Hopefully I can hit it. I'm going to see if I can rest myself on my windowsill here. Not in the way. Okay, I don't think I'll be in the way. Just to see if I can give myself a little bit of an upper edge here to steady my aim a little better, since like I said, it's so hard to like keep it steady when you got like a 9-pound trigger pull. So here we go. right, I think I counted 10 or 11 hits. I lost track there, but we did beat 6. So it's not too bad with the 2.8s. As you saw, it hopped him out there pretty all right. A little bit of overhop, actually, so maybe you could almost get away with 0.3s in it, but I wouldn't really recommend it because it's just going to be so slow. All right, that was a lot of test shooting, a lot of hop-up adjusting. Let's go back inside and wrap this up. Okay, so now we're back inside. Let's wrap this up. So what are my thoughts on this pistol? Well, as a sidearm, it would work totally fine. Like, let's say if you're running a rifle where you have like a minimum engagement distance, where you can't shoot within like 20 or 50 feet or even 100 feet, you could be okay with getting away with this. And it's really quiet. With .25s and .28s, it's much more accurate. Now, you're not going to be doing any kind of like, you know, precision shooting at that range with it, as you can see. It is definitely not accurate. You know, with .25s or .28s past, you know, like 100 feet, I would say. I'll have to see if I can set up a target at roughly 100 feet somewhere just to kind of see, because that's like such a good baseline. But yeah, at 125 feet, we struggled with the gun. .28s was all right. We hit it almost half the times because I think I counted 10 or 11 hits. And so the mag was loaded up to about 24 BB, so I got about, you know, about 40 to 50% of the shots, not 50, but maybe 40 to 45% of the shots hit. That's pretty good. But just, you know, doing some rough, quick maths there. But in terms of the 2.0s, that was abysmal. What did I say? We hit it twice, and then we hit it 6 times with the .25. So not the greatest on either one of those. But with .28s, it wasn't too bad. So if that had been like a bigger man-sized target though, like, you know, like the trees, it was about the size of like a person. So we were hitting the tree pretty much every step of the way. So you'd have no problem hitting a person at that range. But I gotta say, out of the box, these things are kind of mid. I mean, they're not really all that great. They definitely need some fine tuning to the inner barrel and hop up. Even if you didn't get the TDC mod where, you know, there's like the Allen head screws here. And you just put a different barrel and bucking in here. Let's say if you did like a maple leaf barrel and a maple leaf bucking, I guarantee you not only would you drastically increase the power output, but you would probably also increase the range and accuracy. Because again, like with 2.8s, you could probably reach out and smack somebody at like 40 meters or, you know, roughly maybe like 130 to 140 feet. But, you know, that would be about it. But in terms of like shooting at a precise target, yeah, you got to stay within 100 feet with the 2.8s. And again, 2.8s is pretty... it's pretty doable in this gun, but again, I had that hop up maxed, and it was definitely overhopping them, so you could maybe get away with 3.0s even. But yeah, maybe I should have turned the hop down just a tiny bit to make it more accurate. But yeah, I can hop 2.5s, no problem. With 2.0s, it is dog shit. The fact that I couldn't even hit the 70-foot target the whole time, that was terrible. But yeah, this is kind of what I mean by like the trigger pull, is like when you rapid fire it. See how hard it is? Like, I mean, I was using 2 hands, so I was kind of using this like a grip, but even so, it's like... But if I do it slowly... I can hold it a little more steady. But yeah, if you're rapid firing it, it's like, oh my god, it's so hard to hold steady. Because look at the trigger pull. That's so much longer. Here, I'll get a gun to compare that to. You guys know what this is. So this is the trigger pull on this. Like nothing compared to what the other one is. And it's much lighter too, of course. So yeah, that is a long trigger pull. But as you're hearing, I didn't re-gas it ever since we came back inside, and I think I forgot to refill the mag with gas. Which, by the way, if you don't know how to do that, there's that fill valve at the bottom, which is this. Just hold the magazine like that and take the can of gas and just go until it's full. And you'll know when it's full because it'll start to kick gas back out you. So right now the mag is definitely very cold. I should get one of those like temperature guns to measure stuff like this. But yeah, it's definitely very cold, like way below room temperature. But at the same time, it's like it still was firing and it would be very valid use. You could probably get... I mean, so I didn't refill it with gas when we were shooting at the 125-foot target. I filled it before we shot at the 70-foot target, so that was already like 48 shots or so, 46 to 48 shots, and then I just fired it like a whole bunch of times. Like, so we probably could, you could probably get, you know, I mean, we already probably got 60 plus shots out of it, so that's over 2 mags. And then you could probably get 3 to 4 mags worth of shots out of this thing before the gas runs completely out. I mean, let's see how many more we can get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. My finger's starting to hurt. Did I say 81? Yeah, 82, 83, 84, 85. Oh, it's really low now. Okay, we're going to call it there. It's like 82, because now it's like BB was barely moving, and it's getting weak and pathetic. It still would shoot, but it would be like, you know, at 100 FPS. So yeah, you can get about 100 shots out of that on a completely full fill, especially if you kind of like do the overfill trick where you like fill it up, shoot it a few times to get it cold, fill it up again, and then warm it up. And yeah, you could get some serious capacity. But yeah, I don't think I refilled it after I did the 70 foot, but even let's just pretend I did. That still is 24 shots plus all the shots I did before I started counting, and then 80 more shots. That's like 120 shots. That's a lot. So it's extremely gas efficient. And again, it's not even like completely empty. Let's see, just to showcase. Oh, never mind, it is completely empty. Okay. I lied. So yeah, it's now finally completely empty after over 80 shots and then some. So I'd say the gas efficiency is very good. One more thing I do want to note is that the Navrich Mark 23 or SSX 23, excuse me, those magazines do work in this gun. Let me go get it. So here's that. The easiest way to tell the difference is the kind of like the materials that it's made of, and also this will have HK trades there, and it'll say 45 on it, as you can see, and then also the yellow gas router, and the feed lips I think are kind of shaped a little different. Yeah, these ones are more like square. But yeah, then just to showcase, it does work. However, when you have it loaded with BBs, it can get kind of sticky feeling, but like when it's dry firing, it's like super smooth. But yeah, you can hear it's got air in it. This was HPA tapped. Also with the Navrich mag, fun fact, it increases the muzzle energy. With .28s on the Navrich mag, I could get 1.1 joules at 120 PSI, so that's pretty potent. So yeah, it does work, but don't know how like gas efficient it is, because this one it was given to me by somebody who found it on the field it was never claimed and lost and found by anybody. It was just kind of sitting out there for a while, and so I just kind of cleaned it up, and it was already HPA tapped. So yeah, that's what it is capable of doing. But yeah, it works with the Navrich one, but again, like I said, when there's BBs in the magazine, it gets very sticky. So just a heads up there. But yeah, that's about all I have to offer in terms of my information on this. I will be making a video, if I remember to, if I don't get too excited, where I'm going to be dropping in all the parts. If not, I will at least show you guys how to disassemble it, and then maybe I'll put the parts in off camera, depending on how I feel. I haven't worked on one of these in forever, so I'm going to be a little incompetent with it. But yeah, that's the Tokyo Marui Mark 23 or MK23. It's my overall thoughts on it, though, is that it is a decent gun. Is it like something that's like super hype worthy? Not really, but I mean the fact that it's now only $125 from Red Wolf Airsoft. Yeah, the shipping kind of brings it up to like $185, unfortunately. I think it's currently on sale at the time of recording. And it's so it's, you know, it's a little pricey for what you get, but you do get the case, you get the mag, you get the suppressor, the LAM unit, all that. And then if you want to throw in some upgrades, just throw in a 150mm Crazy Jet or Prometheus barrel, and then just an aftermarket bucking, and then it will already be an awesome, much more awesome gun. But as it sits, it's decent. It's a viable sidearm. It's, you know, so it's you know, accurate enough to go out to 125 feet to hit a man-sized target for sure. It can hop .28s. It's not too hard to use. The hop adjustment is kind of a pain in the ass to fine-tune it, but like doing it is not the hardest thing. It's just hard to get it like really finely tuned. Super gas efficient, very quiet. and very lightweight. Just a little bit big though. It's not the lightest in the world though, I guess, with the mag in. Let me see how it compares to the Desert Eagle. Never mind, it's lightweight. So yeah, but with the suppressor and the mag in, it does get a little bit of extra weight. But it is the only thing I guess it's got really going against it is that it's very plasticky. Again, not the most accurate or long ranged, and then also it is like really bulky with the LAM unit and the suppressor on it. So good luck, you know, you have to get a good holster for it. And the double action. The double action kind of sucks because of how it is so, like, you know, such a hard trigger pull. But again, also it's kind of cool that the LAM unit works too. So you get a little mini flashlight with it that is LED. But the biggest pro to it is its quietness and the gas efficiency. So you do not have to worry about running out. I do plan on using it as a sidearm with a DMR setup, so I'm excited about that. But otherwise, yeah, if you want to take a look at it, go check it out for yourself. But I have to say, if you're looking for one that's like really good out of the box, I think the Navrich one is the better choice. You'll be spending probably about the same, if not more, just because you have to buy the suppressor separately with the Navrich one. But the Navrich one already comes with the TDC hop-up unit, I think a better inner barrel, and then a better bucking. So that way you can hop, you know, heavier BBs with it, no problem, because this could not touch, you know, 3.2s, 3.6s, or 4.0s. It would struggle like hell with them. And the Navrich one will be more powerful and come with a metal slide. But if you want the legend, the thing that started it all, and you want the LAM unit and that beautiful case with the suppressor already there, this is the way to go. And like the majority of companies that make aftermarket parts for these guns, they make it with this one in mind first, and then the Navrich one in mind second, because that is a very popular, commonly used one. But yeah, this is the one that you want to go with if you're going to go upgrading it. The Navrich one is the one you go with if you don't want to upgrade and you just want something that's really good out of the box. So overall, though, I would say I still recommend it. It's not a bad sidearm. Just don't use .20s in it, because it'll be dog shit with that. But yeah, it's not a bad gun, but definitely nothing crazy out of the box. So I kind of hope people that, you know, this helped dispel the myth that the Tokyo Marui Mark 23 is like this god gun out of the box, because it's really not. Sadly, I wish it was, but it's not. But give it some upgrades, and holy shit, it can be a god gun for sure. So anyways, that's all I got to say about it. Check this gun out at Red Wolf Airsoft and other various websites. It's unfortunately very hard to come by in the United States, so you definitely will have to import it if you're a United States viewer. But if you live in like Europe and obviously anywhere overseas where these are made, then you're totally good. You'll find it really easily. But stay tuned for more content. Check out my other content on the channel. But as always, folks, happy airsofting.